People wanted to jump down my throat when I said that other races of men, particularly these men, love dark-skinned black women the most. And not only am I here to double and triple down on what I said, but I'm also here to say that I am not fully pro-black. I am pro-black woman. There is a big difference. And a lot of times, like, black men will come into the comments making all these defenses and all of these things. But like, what we have to understand is a lot of the pro-black ideas were created by men who were misogynist. And I don't agree with that. I have total respect, well, some respect for the men of the 50s and the 60s who led the civil rights movements and all that stuff. But a lot of them were really misogynist. I love MLK, but he cheated on his wife with a lot of different women. I've heard horror stories about the Black Panthers. So my black idea is not architected by men, and it never will be. Now, I'll be honest, most of the books that I've read, like I've read Roots, I've read Copper Sun by Sharon Draper, but I haven't read a whole lot of black literature. So if you have black literature that is created by liberated black women who are not male-centered, I would love to read it, because I do recognize that I need to work on my ideas, but I stand by what I said. I see white men loving dark-skinned black women the most. When I traveled to Asia and I saw interracial couples, the women who got to wear their hair exactly how they wanted to wear their hair and still look beautiful and still feel beautiful, every single one of them, their 4C hair, every single one of them had a white man on their arm. And
it gets draining listening to these sisters on TikTok all day. And this is why I say TikTok is just bad for women, right? TikTok has allowed women to have a warped mindset and create reality the way they see fit, right? And then the sad thing about it is when men don't play in that reality, when reality actually says, hey, well, now that's not what reality is. This is what reality is. Then their worldview is shattered. Then they want to catch an attitude and they want to say, oh, well, you're a misogynist. Oh, well, you're this way. Oh, what society is against me. I mean, people just understand, like, just listen to her. You have so many women now who are willing to diminish everything Martin Luther King has done because she cheated. People, how does that even make you a misogynist if you cheat, right? But I mean, once again, when you just look at her lips, I mean, you can just, man, it's just nothing but BS coming out of it, right? Nothing but BS coming out of it. Got nothing but red stretch marks on it. I mean, you know, and it's still low-key still look lush, but I mean, when you look at somebody like this, you can just tell their brain ain't going. The brain don't go all the way to the elevator. Don't go all the way to the top. I was about to say the brain don't go all the way up to the top, but the elevator does not go all the way up to the top. So she says that, hey, well, you know, I'm not interested in taking leadership from a man. Man, what are you talking about? If that's the case, then why do you have the mindset that you have? Because the mindset, any woman who really wants to take leadership from a man, who wants to be equal to a man, they have this exact same mindset. That is essentially taking leadership from a man. But this is a rhetoric that you're going to hear, and then she's going to say, well, you know, when I went up to wherever the hell I went to, you know, Korea or Asia or whatever, she said that you know, these women who had their, I forgot what spot she said she went to, but she said that these women are able to wear whatever they want to wear, and they are all with white men. I think she said Denmark or something like that. Some place, man, with a lot of white men. Of course, I'm just gonna go here on a limb and say most black folk don't live in Asia. Most black men don't live in Asia, so of freaking course. But this is the narrative, and this is the rhetoric that your sisters like to push out to try to actually prove a point when they can't even prove a point, because none of the stuff that they're saying makes sense. I mean, once again, guys, just listen to how idiotic this stuff sounds. I mean, when you listen to her, right, when you listen to some of the things that she say, where she's saying, oh, well, when I go to Asia, when I visit Asia, you generally see a lot of white men on your black women. Well, ma'am, of course, because there are going to be more white men in Asia than there are black men. Now, let's just kind of break it down, because once again, you allow women to just jump on TikTok and talk. They show themselves, right? They show they behind every single time. Let's look at China, for example, right? China has roughly around 500,000 black folk there. One of the largest places that has black folk that's in Asia will probably be in India, right? Where you have a group called the Siddhis. I could be saying the name wrong, right? But but their numbers seem to range between 250 and 300,000 black folk. Now, just to kind of put in perspective, those are some of the largest places that tend to have black folk. Chicago has roughly around 650,000 to 750,000 black people that live there. Just Chicago alone. I was going to do Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia was like dang near 600,000, 700,000. I got to go back and go look at the numbers, right? And these are just quick Google searches, right? These are just quick Google searches, but I'm just kind of showing you how these women try to twist it to make it seem as if, oh, we are very desirable, but the men are this, black men are this, black men are that. But it's like, man, when you go out here in Asia, of course, when you going out here to Asia, you're not going to, generally speaking, right? If a black African American male or a black African American female, if you're going overseas and you are finding a partner or whatnot, generally speaking, just in my opinion, from what I've seen, you're going to deal with somebody that's in a different race. Why would you want to deal with another American where you can just go back to America and just go deal with one? You get what I'm saying? But just look at how she twists it. But once again, you have way more black folk here in Chicago than you do here in China or in India. And then you just gotta ask, what are the chances of you running into a YN when you're out here in India or when you're out here in China? I promise you, there's probably like less than 1%, probably not even that. There's probably no YNs here in China or in India. So of course, your black women are going to want to gravitate towards some white men. So I mean, once again, look at how she twisted, right? And then you're gonna have some women, right? I'm pretty sure she will say, well, see, you see how the black men are acting down there. This is how y'all should be acting. Once again, you're talking about culture, right? You're talking about culture, and you can't sit over here and say that when you're part of the damn reason the culture is bad, ma'am. When a lot of y'all women are a reason the culture is just terrible, is in the dumps. Now that the stuff that they're saying makes sense, and when you sit here and hear a woman diminish what Martin Luther King has done because he cheated, when this dude has had way more positive with his wife and just with the black community in general than he does negative, it just shows the type of women that we have today. Because this is the same sister, she probably wouldn't say nothing about Cynthia G, who said, hey man, listen, we need to abort mission when it comes down to having black babies. So it's almost like, man, this is the type of rhetoric that your sisters would listen to.
I'm not here to say that that's the best form of love that a black woman can experience, but what I am trying to say is, like, the stats are not looking good for black men. So I know that y'all get mad in the comments and you want to talk about how I'm whitewashed and whatever. I'm half African, half African American from Memphis, Tennessee. I know my history, I know my culture, and I'm here to say that I am not interested in taking leadership from a black man. I am not interested in taking pro-black leadership from a black man. I don't believe in it. Now, one black man I think I can get behind is Malcolm X. From what I've heard, I can tell that he really loved black women. And I recognize that. I want to get more into his literature, but I am not willing to change what I know in my gut is true to fit what I think a black man desires. Like, y'all are not loving dark-skinned black women the way that y'all should be. Y'all are not. Because if y'all did, we wouldn't be in these shitty situations. We would be able to depend on y'all. Not even me, but like women darker than me. Whatever. It's not all about skin tone. What I'm trying to say is we have to like reconstruct our entire idea of what it means to be black. Because if we are listening to people who hated half of the group of black people, if we're listening and taking ideas from a group that hated black women, that raped black women or cheated on black women, why is that normalized and accepted? I don't agree with that. And it pisses me off when I see women defend misogynoir, if that's how you pronounce it, misogynoir. I hate that. Because so you did all this research, all this literature, you read all these books, but you formed an idea of blackness that centers around the black man, and you are a black woman. That to me is a form of self-hate. So I would rather be ignorant and listen to my own intuition than like take leadership from another black man who hated black women, to be completely honest with you. And we don't even know what liberation looks like for black women being centered. We still have not got to that part of history yet. So really, we don't even know if the civil rights era did us the most good. We don't even know what the best form of community could be because Black women are still being oppressed and not seen and not heard and not valued. And I don't fuck with that.
I said this sister elevator does not go all the way to the top, and she says y'all Black men are not loving Black women the way y'all supposed to. How should we then? how should we? I'm guessing we're supposed to be very loving and very kind, and we should just allow y'all to do whatever y'all want to do. You got to go to the clubs, dress however y'all want to dress. These are the type of women that will sit here and have you embarrassed in your own relationship. These are the type of women that will sit here, put you in situations that is going to make you look very stupid. Like, prime example, look at Akash. This guy will sit here and go against a red pill all day, every day. But then when you look at how his wife treats him, you're just like, what in the world? What type of mess is this? But guess what? Women will sit here and say, somebody like Akash is a real man. She will sit here and say, somebody like Akash is a real man. He has real masculinity. But men are looking back, and you see how men are treating Akash today, right? You see that nobody has respect for this man. That his career is technically in the dumps because of the woman that he decided to marry. I mean, she's not willing to kiss this man. She's not willing to do anything. But guess what? Other women sit here and say, that is a real man. This man is, but we already know he's a sucker. He's a simp. It's ridiculous. So that's why I gotta ask, how should a man love a Black woman? How should a Black man love a Black woman? But look at this other video she made.
I keep hearing pro-Black woman is anti-Black man. Pro-Black woman is anti-Black man. But how can we be anti-Black man if most of y'all are our preference? We like the idea in totality of most of y'all, but it's the reality of what we have to face with y'all that is the problem. And that's why we as Black women have to focus on protecting ourselves. We have to focus on being seen, heard, valued, and understood amongst our own, so that we can regroup, collect, and actually find solace and peace within ourselves and within our own community. It's not that we are excluding Black men from the conversation. It's that the version of y'all that continue to exist in a way that doesn't fully shed light on the full community as in totality. So Black women have to focus on women and children. Women and children. If we focus on protecting women and children in our communities, we will be better off. That's the whole idea of building a nation, is that you are focused on helping the women and the children. And I actually think we have to do better as women of telling our own stories, of making space for ourselves and being heard, valued, understood, respected, and seen in our communities. I'm not about to shrink my light to make space for a Black man in the community when y'all have had all this time to show us what y'all are made of. You've had all this time to be there for your families. Some of y'all are, very few of y'all are, and I'm not talking about the 1%, the 2% of y'all. I'm talking about the majority of y'all that I see out in the world. Y'all know y'all could be doing better. If not for us, for yourselves. Especially if you created life. So what I'm here to say is that the solution to us as Black women feeling like we are oppressed is for us to begin telling our own stories with vigor and excitement.
Ma'am, if that's the case, then who are Black women marrying? If that is the case, then who are Black women attracted to? Who is their preference? It's Black men. It's Black men. But yeah, you're saying that most Black men aren't your preference. This is why I said you can't even listen to women like this. You can't even listen to women like this. And then she wants to sit here and, oh, well, we got to worry about our kids. We got to worry about this. We got to worry about that. Man, what do you have to worry about? You ain't got to worry about jack squiddly squat. And it's just so funny that you're saying that this is what y'all women have to worry about. But yet we literally see so many videos of women destroying their families because of their own happiness, because of their own selfishness, because they want to go out and go do what they want to do because they aren't happy. But yet you want to then try to use this feminist talking point that, oh, well, we got to sit here and take care of the kids, and Black women got to do this, and Black women got to do that. It's just it's victim Olympics, and this is why your sisters are the least desirable. This is why your sisters are the least married. But y'all do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below, what do you guys think?